You follow The Bachelor a lot. Jesse Palmer has been announced as the new Bachelor host. This kind of came out of nowhere. People have been wondering what was going to go on with that. He was obviously on the show back in 2004. He was a past NFL player. He's hosted other shows as well. Yep. So now he's going to host The Bachelor. What do you think about that?
Look, I watch The Bachelor. I'm a Bachelor fan. Very disappointed with what happened with the Chris Harrison stuff, but even more disappointed that the show and the network went this direction. And it's no shade to Jesse Palmer personally. He's a great host. He was on the show, so I understand. But this was a big missed opportunity. Like, they could have selected someone who was either a person of color, maybe a female. I know the last season they did the dual female host situation, which also I wasn't very happy about because they had to have two females, which makes me believe that they're thinking one female can't do this on her own. Right. We need two females to fit this male role. Yep. And we can't just have a woman of color do it. So we need to like balance it. And I don't know. I just feel like there's no... They have no faith that a person of color can host the show, or that a female can't do it on her own. Like, it's really disheartening. And it's like, come on, guys. Like, you really, you put out these statements. You've been under fire for so many different things. It took you how many years to get the first Black Bachelor, the first Black Bachelorette, and you guys always say that, like, oh, you know, we're going to try our best and things are going to be different. But, like, are you really trying your best? Like, where is your chief diversity officer that you brought in last summer with every other company? So, I don't know. It just seemed a little tone deaf. There are so many brilliant hosts who have great careers that it's like those all could have been valid options. So, I don't know what happened here. You know, so I don't know. It's been kind of hard to fully support Bachelor Nation when they're making these types of decisions. And even Michelle's selection of guys, I'm just like, okay.
Yeah. Yeah, I feel like...
Well, we haven't met them yet. Yeah, they could be, maybe they're better than we think.
Yeah, I haven't really looked through the guys, but I feel like Jesse Palmer was just like, all right, we're just going to get another Chris Harrison out there that's not Chris Harrison.
Yeah.
Fully. I'm like, they're really going to try hard to get the next Chris Harrison up in there. And this could be it. I mean, if that's what they were going for, they nailed it.
Right. It is interesting that they went this way with their show that is by far, you know, their most popular show out of the three that they do. You know, The Bachelor gets the most eyeballs. They have the higher ratings and over Bachelor and Bachelor in Paradise. So they bring in this guy who, yeah, you know, he definitely has the hosting experience, but it's also interesting because he's someone that kind of tried to distance himself from this show for like a big part of his career, which I understand. He went from being like the Bachelor and everyone talked to him about it, and then he wanted like this career in sports, and so he's on ESPN, he's talking about college football, and it was very much like doesn't want to talk about The Bachelor and doesn't want to like talk about that. But now, you know, they probably offered him a lot of money and he's hosting other shows. I feel like he hosted The Ultimate Surfer on ABC, which was on this summer. And yeah, you're like, what the fuck is that? Yeah.
All I know is Kelly Slater's involved with that.
We just watched 9 million commercials for it because it always came on after Bachelorette or Paradise. And I just feel like they were like, oh, you know, he did a decent job. Let's just give him the Bachelor job. But people were, you know, I don't know,
it's lazy.
Yeah,
it's just, it feels so lazy. It's like you had all of these months and seasons in between to do something, and this is where you went.
Right.
Even with like having David Spade, like that was so random. Like, I don't know.
And that actually went really poorly in my opinion. Like all the guest hosts was really weird. I thought maybe it wasn't going to be that weird, and it ended up just being so weird.
It was so unnecessary. They didn't play a crucial part at all. I really hope they're not involved in the next one. Like, I hope that they don't do a rotating cast for Bachelor in Paradise. I think it's pointless.
Wells should be the permanent host of Bachelor in Paradise. I know a lot of people wanted.
What I was thinking,
a lot of people wanted Wells to get to be the host of The Bachelor as well, because he does such a good job on Paradise. But I think I think he makes so much sense on Paradise. He should that should be his show.
Yes. I think Wells needs to take over Paradise.
Yeah.
Yeah. And he does like the Chris Harrison type things now, where it's like, I'm going to have that heart-to-heart conversation with Ivan or whatever and like see what's up. It's like that's what Chris would have done. So like Wells is totally qualified for it. It's a fun, young, edgy show. Like, just let him have that and then fucking find a new host.
Yeah. I feel like they could figure out Bachelor in Paradise with Wells. He takes that over. It fully becomes his thing. And then they really just got to figure out the other two. Like they're scrambling to figure out the Bachelor and Bachelorette.
Well,
but I feel like
Caitlyn
Bachelor
did
in
Michelle's
Paradise
season again.
Yes, but I kind of agreed with what you said about Tayshia and Caitlyn. It's like, well, why didn't you pick two guys to host The Bachelor now? Jessie Palmer and somebody else.
Right. And it does suck because we love both of those women so much, right? So like it's hard to be like, okay, well, now they put them together. So what's it going to look like if they do decide to just go with one at some point and not the other one, or if they get rid of both of them and bring in just one person to do Bachelorette? It is very interesting. It is a mess. And I said this on another show that I do too, that I really liked Emmanuel Acho on after the final rose for Matt James. I really liked him.
I was about to say that. I'm like, he could be the next Chris Harrison. Let's just give him a suit that gives him a little bit more breathing room, because that is very tight.
He's a strong man.
But he is a great host. He's so grounded and just can keep it real. And I feel like he would have good conversations with them along the way to guide them in their journeys. I mean, he's polished and he's great. So I don't know.
He did a really good job. I remember because we were wondering, like, how's he going to have this conversation with Rachel? How is he going to have this conversation with Matt? It was really good because it wasn't like he was like yelling at anybody or like, it just was like a normal guy just having a conversation, well spoken, to the point.
He was so great, and I do wish that became something else within this franchise, because. And you can say Jessie Palmer, he was The Bachelor. He was The Bachelor in 2004. Like, the show's a completely different show. I don't think he has like necessarily any great insight or like advice to give to the next Bachelor. He'd be like, well, when I was on it, when you were on it, there was no social media.
Also they want to change with the times, but they're just going back in time. Yeah. Like, they're just getting a guy from 2004.
Yeah.
And like, I know Chris has hosted it since forever, but like, it's not like he was The Bachelor before he came on the show and like did like, so it's not like you need some crazy expert. It's like you just need a good person who can, I don't know, captivate an audience, talk to the people, and someone like Emmanuel could do that. Literally anyone could do it. So whatevs.
Yeah.
I guess we'll see.
Agreed.